What's wrong with merged ordeals and why has it made so many people angry? We're going to look at what this mode is, how it differs from heroic ordeals, and go over some basic rules and show you what exactly merged ordeals looks like, because I know not all of you have a +1 Loki. So, merged ordeals. This is available on the heroic ordeals menu. You go straight there. It requires 1 merge on your unit, so that's a +1. It gives you 600 flowers once you win the thing, and it's only available on new mythics, legendaries, and emblems. It's a very small subset of units right now that is just Loki. So let's look at heroic ordeals first, because I wasn't aware that they were going to offer both a heroic and a merged ordeals for these new mythics, legendaries, and emblem units. This is fairly simple. You're going to come in, you're going to smack things. The place where this gets hard and interesting is where you have to use 4-star units. The Merlinus one, for instance, is one of the epically hard ones in this entire game, which is kind of fun and fantastic. I assumed that was what was going to happen with merged ordeals. This was something that was going to be very challenging, something that you had to actually work through. I'm finding that to be a little different. So very briefly looking at the stats of these units, this is pretty standard. This is a level 40. You can see everything pans out just like you'd think it would. Let's go over to the merged ordeals and show how it's different. So on that one we had 4 units to defeat, and on this one we have still 4 units to defeat. The stats are a bit higher. It has that plus sign. We'll show a comparison of what the 2 Lokis look like. It is interesting that these are 2 different maps. I am not impressed terribly with the difficulty. The thing I'm seeing is that it still takes me exactly 1 try to clear these. So, is this harder? I'd say so. I mean, the levels are higher, the units are a little different. There are some movement mechanics that weren't there in the other one, but again, it just took 1 try to do. So I'm going to skip the stats on these units here and just go right into the Loki comparison, because I think that's what really drives home the point. And you can see that these units have a little bit higher stats. It's just not significant. So they didn't try to make it harder with stats. I would have expected some sort of mechanic or something to make this harder, but we didn't see that. So this is moderately harder. I don't know what Faye was talking about when she said this would be significantly harder. That is not what I'm finding at all. So what you just saw is not something incredibly difficult. You'll probably blow through it in 1 turn. There will be no PM1 guides to conquer these. So what's wrong with this? And the biggest thing is it's lazy. The real difficulty here is we put so much time into this game, and a lot of love into these characters, just to be frank. These are some of our favorites that we've played with in other games, and we get to see them grow here. And we like to see from IS some effort on their part as well. When we get to things like this feels like a pure money grab, where there's no extra effort that they've put into this other than slap 4 units on a map and then require you to summon 1 more copy of a unit to actually go through these ordeals and get flowers. That's the other thing, is it's really a slap in the face because we have, as a community, asked for flowers so many times. It's one of the things we really enjoy, is getting to build up our units, and we haven't had a lot of those. We haven't had a plethora, but this would be a chance to really build those stocks up, and instead we got a pay-to-win solution where you needed another summon. So you're sacrificing orbs for feathers, which honestly is not a good exchange rate. The other people this really hits is the folks who are building the Gen 1 units that require quite a few flowers to get to +10 right now. It's significant. So it feels like you're taking people who wouldn't normally summon on, for instance, a defense mythic, and you are saying that the only way you're going to get enough resources to build up your old favorites is if you go through this mode. So we're coming off kind of a rough time in Faye, where we had a Faye channel that was pretty lackluster, with this being the headliner, and we've already discussed this wasn't great. We're also on the roller coaster of meta shattering units from Leon to Ike to, if you go back to the Byleths, and it's been a lot lately. What we'd like to see more is some care put into the game that shows that IS is putting some thought as to how the ecosystem is being affected, and give us more ways to use all of our units in ways that are more creative than 4 units on a map that gives us 600 flowers. I'm not here to tell you that this is the end of days, because it's not. This game has a lot of life left in it, and you can see that in the revenue marks. But what I will say is, IS, do better. We want to love your game. Give us a reason to. If you're looking for a video where I got to use my favorite, Sharena, and the effort that it took to get that to work, I'll leave the link here. Members, you are amazing. Thank you for all your support. Take care and schedule an appointment with your FEHologist real soon.